Okay. This fucking stupid shit. This fucking stupid goddamn piece of shit.
Is that your Xbox controller?
That's my microphone, man.
Oh, cool.
What are you talking about? What? I don't have an Xbox. All right, I'm in a bad mood. I don't have an Xbox.
At some
Your
point,
camera's all greasy.
mine is.
Come at me. Clean off your camera. It looks like it's covered in, like you've been frying cheeseburgers all day.
And you're a little firecracker today, Mikey.
I couldn't find my headphones. My wife moved my fucking headphones and then left the house. Left me to go to some feminist reading group where you need
that shit on purpose.
Vaccination card to get inside the building, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you have to wear a mask. I mean, what year is this? 2019 during the COVID lockdown. What is this? What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
I respect what you're saying.
I leave stuff around, and then she moves it all, and then leaves, and then I can't find a goddamn thing. I have to find the right headphones to plug into this microphone. I can't find them, so now I'm using wireless headphones. Then it's all a big to do to find out how to get these headphones to work on my computer, how to get the microphone.
I bet you they plan that shit out too. Her feminist reading group. I bet there's an assignment like do something to undermine your male significant other.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Think I know that shit?
Who is that? By hurting me, how is that helping anyone?
You're asking the wrong guy.
She married me. She's in a relationship with me. Why is she trying to sabotage me?
Preach.
What kind of logic is that? See, they want to destroy the family.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
Because the more divided we are, the easier we are to control.
Divide and conquer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what all this identity politics stuff is. All this racist stuff is. They want to divide people. You know, that's weird because I consider myself left of Antifa.
Yeah, you're pretty far left.
I don't think they don't push it far enough for me. I think we should take a lot of these guys and, well, I don't know. I like lining them up against the wall. You know what happens after that, or put them in a camp. I think they should be separated from I think if you identify as Republican, you should be separated from your family. You should have your kids taken away from you.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like you need to get rid of those people, and then for that generation, their kids, they need to be put in special schools away from everyone else where they can be deprogrammed.
Yeah, you've talked about that kind of a purge before. Hey, I'm gonna have to at some point. I'm gonna have to go back upstairs. I'm in the basement right now. Speaking of which, I've been relegated to the basement like a fucking cobweb spider, like a fucking rat.
Why?
Because my wife, who has the more lucrative job than me, has a meeting upstairs.
Oh my god! You know, they don't do shit in these meetings.
No, they've been talking about Gilmore Girls reruns. I'm listening upstairs, and they're talking about Gilmore Girls.
Okay, yeah, they talk about TV shows. They talk about different hairstyles they can wear. They talk about like different language they can use to make you feel stupid, like a space for care and all this bullshit. And don't get me wrong, I'm left of Antifa. I think like there needs to be a space for care and all that shit. But these meetings that the PMCs use is just, it's made up to make people like us more divided.
Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by sharing their deepest, darkest fantasies. Here we go.
John, where are you at? You look like you're in a sexual place.
I'm in my bedroom.
Hey, Mike, did you want to read that article?
Yeah, let me get that up really quick.
You want to introduce us to everybody?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Welcome to Fantasy Podcast. This is where three men across the spectrum of politics, far left, far right, middle of the road, purple, tried and true, discuss sexual fantasies. Each one of us has various levels of mental illness, but each one of us gets together once a week to share fantasies of the sexual nature. This is called Fantasy Cast. This week we have a couple topics we're going to be tackling. The theme of today's episode is fake ass friends, fast girls, and family beatdowns. We're also going to be talking about parents' outrage after teacher asked students to write sexual fantasy. This is a news story that was making the rounds on Fox News. It started out at the bottom of the Fox News feed, but as the day progressed, you can tell it was drawing a lot of attention. It's made its way all the way to the top of the Fox News website feed, so you knew that it was pretty good. Parents outraged after Oregon teacher asked students to write sexual fantasy short story. The assignment asked students to incorporate objects like candles, massage oils, and feathers into the story. Can you guys believe this? An Oregon school has pulled a suggestive class assignment asking students to write a short story about a sexual fantasy after backlash from parents. Here's what it said. Here's the prompt. For those students who were absent, you will write a short story of a paragraph of two. This story is a sexual fantasy that will have no penetration of any kind or oral sex. No way of passing an STI in parentheses. The assignment also asked students to choose 3 items, such as candles, massage oil, feathers, flavored syrup, to use in the story. Flavored syrups. Your story should show that you can show and receive loving physical affection without having sex, the teacher, Kirk Miller, added at the end of the assignment. So this is an online assignment for kids who missed the class.
Mm-hmm.
In Oregon. And I gotta say, someone who comes from a pretty leftist background, far left, I could have sworn, I couldn't believe that this made the news, because I thought like this sort of assignment would be commonplace in every school all the time. I went to a Montessori school and we started doing this stuff when we were like in first grade. We'd be writing sexual fantasies on the chalkboard. So you guys surprised me when you said that's not really common in public schools or just private schools.
Yeah.
For normal people.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say, John, I love the candle that you lit
Thanks.
up. What you working with? Are you working with some kind of scent, or you just
No, it's fake.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
could have fooled
cool.
me.
but it's nice. You can see my face now.
Yeah, you look great.
Does it smell?
No smell.
Well, yeah, Mick. I mean, I thought this was pretty. Like, I'm like, where's the outrage? You know what I mean? Where's the fire? Where's the alarm? This is pretty fucking stupid. Like, first of all, I thought that the guy did a great job with his sexual fantasy prompt, because you're immediately eliminating all the basic ones: regular fucking, oral sex, anal sex, and you're forcing these kids to imagine a world that only involves hand jobs, finger blasting, manual ass play, use of toys. Whoever this guy is, like, you know, buy him a beer, because he really fully understands the full scope of bringing along young students for erotic fantasy. Second, like, we were writing erotic fantasies all the time. I applied to probably 25 colleges using erotic fantasy essays and entrance exams and shit like that. I got into like 2 schools with erotic fantasy stories. All about sucking and fucking. All about getting my ass blown out. All about teabagging. All about jacking off. I didn't edit a single one of them. Stream of consciousness from my head to the keyboard to the dean's office. 2 schools. I got into 2 schools. Phoenix University, Strayer University.
Busted ass schools, though. You got to admit, those schools suck.
Those aren't great schools.
That's like going to Hamburger University.
That's not the point. The point is, if you can't write a fantasy, if you're not in touch with your own sexuality in a way that you can express to other people and then get them hard as well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like, just, I don't know, just fucking hang it up. You know, because
Are
you're
there,
out of touch with humanity.
Yeah, Nathan. John, what's your take?
I don't really have a take. Are there samples of the kids writing or no? I mean, did anyone do the assignment, or that just like it just immediately got picked up in the news and guy got fired?
I think Kirk got a couple of them.
Is that the teacher?
Yeah, Kirk Miller, I think his name is.
We got to get in touch with the guy, see if he can pass those along. You know,
You can tell he doesn't have a beard. Just by his name, he's someone who doesn't have a beard.
I wonder if he's
Probably
like a
blonde. He's blondish. Probably has like a shiny face and kind of like a spiky haircut.
Mm-hmm. He probably at one point was in shape, but is like chubbed out a little bit.
Yeah, roundish cheeks, but not like you wouldn't say he's unfit, but you wouldn't say he's fit either.
What do you think his deal is? Like all fantasy talk aside, like why do you think he would do? Do you think it's like a Christian thing? And he's like pushing people, like kids, away from actual penetration.
Anti-pen.
Mm-hmm. That is a heavy pen free zone up in the Pacific Northwest. A lot of people shy away from pen.
Yeah, he could be anti-pen, or he just thinks it's a creative prompt to just get their imagination firing. I think he's challenging the kids. I think he sees that they have potential, and he thinks that they have something to offer him.
Mike, you've taught a lot. You've jobs at various universities, honorary degrees and whatnot. Where do you think this guy's future lies?
I think I could definitely see him jumping out of the system and like moving to Austin, joining one of these schools where they allow free thought, freedom of speech, stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that. Yeah, I think there's a world opening up for people like Kirk. I don't know. I'm. It's just. I said in our text messages, it's really surprising. We really are turning into a fascist country where we can't even express the mildest non-pen fantasies. Our kids are unable to have a voice concerning that, and I think that's really sad. And I think I would pull my kid out of there. I would rip my kid out of there, even if it dislocated the arm. I'd get them out of there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, John, if a teacher hit you with that prompt, would you snitch?
Would I snitch?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's a good prompt. I haven't thought about oils in a long time.
Yeah.
From massages and deeply sensual. I don't think the teacher was trying anything funny. I do think he probably wanted to. There was probably someone in the class that he wanted to hear from, some boy or girl that he, plans on fucking at some point.
Do you think the teacher fucks? Because
I think this teacher would fuck. I think he needs to be fired and possibly sent to prison.
I don't think he fucks, and the reason I don't think he fucks is because the oils thing. Like, it's funny to think about oils and like massage
syrups,
flavored syrups.
But like,
that's like the stuff they have at IHOP, like blueberry, strawberry. It's out there all day long.
Yeah, but like if you use you can use a lot of oils for like massages, but if you use that shit for like sex stuff, it's really bad for you. And they've like, you learn about that in like health class.
That's true.
So,
yeah, maybe he meant that. Maybe he didn't.
I guess it's no penetration.
Yeah.
No penetration. It's really pushing you towards mutual mass. John, you know what that is?
Mutual what?
Mass.
Masturbation?
Yeah, that's right. Mutual mass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really encouraging mutual mass, or one person masses and the other one masses.
Yeah.
I mean, oils, what else are you going to do with it,
Yeah. That's mutual mass, for those who don't know. It's where you basically look deep into your partner's eyes, and it's almost like a game of chicken. And you both pleasure each other or pleasure yourselves while staring into the other person's soul. It's a cheap substitute for pen.
Yeah.
You might not like what you see, though. I will say that. You might not like what you see. It's similar to icon fucking, where you don't break eye contact while fucking. It's just a tamer version of that. I saw a video the other day where this was a guy and a girl, and they duct taped their face like directly towards each other. They pressed their foreheads together, and they had the camera guy come in and wrap duct tape around their heads. And they fucked the whole time, and they could not look at each other's eyes.
Was this a porn?
Gets crazy.
Was this pornography, or was this
like no? It was on BBC
doc. Or something. Oh, okay. It's like a documentary. It's interesting.
Yeah, and it was funny because it was like 10 minutes long, and the guy pulls out and busts on the chick's stomach.
Because he's just scared, or what?
No, he was just he had his money shot. They showed. They just showed the money shot.
What'd she look like?
It was British, so she was kind of frumpy, really pasty, like full figured, but not in like a curvy way. And the dude was like 25, but balding already, and really like one of those white guys that's got red splotches on him. Ginger.
So like a British guy.
Straight up. Ugliest fucking grill you've ever seen in your life on both of them.
So we're talking just a meat and potato couple.
Yep, bangers and mash, just fucking slopping around on a plate, on a wet plate is what it felt like.
Nothing to see here, folks.
Then he pulls out in ropes, and it was probably the biggest fucking load I've ever seen in my entire life. So I immediately got respect for him. At first, I was judging him and looking down on him. I'm like, these two fucking swine bumping uglies. 10 minutes straight. One camera shot.
That weird kind of hazy BBC quality of shit where it's just like a little hazy for some reason.
Yeah, and stuff is like going in and out of focus a lot in like a kind of a tedious way as an artistic choice. And I'm like,
there's always there's like a narrator that's always like, Steve and Jane have met for 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Who the fuck talks like that?
Yeah. They're like, they call it deep eye contact, where you look into your sexual partner's soul. Shit like that. And but then when he roped that fuck, it was like it could easily overflow a shot glass amount of cum, and I just immediately had respect for him. And I'm glad I watched to the end, because I almost clicked out of it a bunch of times. That's crazy. Do you want to move on to the prompt and get into it?
Yeah. What is the prompt? One more time. Fake ass friends, fast girls, and family beatdowns. I'll go. I'm just gonna start free associating. Fake friends, fake friends, fake friends. Fast girls, fast girls, fast girls. Family beatdowns, family beatdowns, family beatdowns. Where does it all end? Where does it all begin? Okay, it's the summer of 2001. Hot as fuck. Driving around with my friends. We're going to go to the beach. We get there. Everyone from high school is there. It's a high school party. I'm in high school. I go to the keg. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell does this thing work? You know what I mean? When you're in high school, everyone's trying to figure out, how does this keg work? What does the pump do? Are you supposed to just keep pumping it till it's really high powered and then you spray it out like a squirt gun? What the hell's going on here? You know what I mean? My friends are like, yeah, you actually, to get it going, you got to stick your mouth on it. So pump it up a whole lot, stick your mouth on it, and then we'll press the button, and then you just suck for like a second, and then it'll work. I wrap my lips around it. They're like, all right, hold tight. We're going to press the lever in a second. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. Okay. I'm like, okay. I have the thing in my mouth. I'm like, okay, press the lever. The whole time, a guy behind me is just queuing up the perfect Nerf football throw to the back of my head. Like everyone's getting out of the way. And it's like, hush, quiet, get out of the way. Ted's going to throw a football at the back of Mike's head. Wham. It hits me in the back of the head. I black out. I don't remember what happens. I end up in the hospital. I miss graduation. Everyone forgets about me. Everyone's hooking up, having sex, lost their virginity, like at the parties the following year. Meanwhile, I'm like learning how to walk again. You know what I mean? My legs are all skinny. I'm all pasty. You can see all my veins and shit. I come really fast because I'm like just so fragile and sensitive at that time. So like there's no pleasure in sex for me. I'm listening to 311 CD my sister gave me in the hospital. It's the only CD I have. I just keep listening to that over and over again. So basically I've just become like kind of like a lost person. I go to community college and I drive there and it's cold as fuck. It's like one of those winters that just never seems to end. The snow it's freezing cold but also slushy at the same time, and all I have is gym shoes on. And my feet are just getting soaked, and I'm in a earth science class in community college. There's a girl in front of me that I see every day, and she's wearing jogging pants, has ratty hair, and is wearing like a gray sweater, but is also like wearing a thong, and always sits in front of me and keeps like looking back. And like rubbing her arm and stuff. So I know it's on. Obviously I'm smoking nonstop. Every chance I get, there's a smoke break. We're smoking in the parking lot, seeing, just watching the fellow students pass by. There's of every like 50-year-old people from Lithuania. A guy who looks like he looks like a straight up like pool shark with like acne, and is wearing like a zoot suit. It's just like the biggest freak show you've ever seen. And we're smoking cigarettes, and we're just bitching about just like how bad life is and just how everything sucks, just being losers, just being like, yeah, man, my life sucks, dude. This class sucks. Fuck, man, I work at a goddamn grocery store, dude. She's like, dude, my ex-boyfriend worked at a Jewel. I fucked him, but then like I fucked his friend, and now like we're not going out anymore. It fucking sucks, dude. I gotta take a piss. She goes and like pisses like behind some bushes for some reason, and comes back, and she's like, you want to get high? I'm like, yeah, let's get high. So she drives me to her house, and it's just full of like little kids and stuff like that. She's like, those are my little cousins, my sister and stuff. We go up to the top floor. She gives me a straight up blowjob, and it's fucking awesome. It's the middle of the day. We're talking 1 p.m. The sun, white, disgusting sun, is like blaring through the window. And she's just like toweling off her face, and there's just like sperm all over my hand. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get to my intro to psychology class, this community college, in like 45 minutes. As I'm heading out, I accidentally knock one of the kids over, and they fall like super hard, like they smack the back of their head on the ground really bad. She's like, you hit my little brother, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean? It turns like violent really quick. I'm like, I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, you fucking pussy. You know what I mean? She's like getting all white trashy on me. Her older brother, who I didn't even know was there, had to have heard the whole blowjob and everything, like me moaning and screaming upstairs. There's a part where I was literally like holding her upside down while she was giving me a blowjob, and like walking around and like bumping into stuff, and her like legs were like knocked the ceiling fan out of like off, like it didn't break off, but it like, you know, it knocked it off the ceiling basically, and like knocked over. There was like a mirror. There's like a mirror of like an Iron Maiden thing you get at like a carnival that you'd hang on a wall. Like it's an Iron Maiden cover, and it's just like, you know, 4x6, like a mirror. It's like, what is this for? I broke that fell on the floor, and there was also like a small aquarium that had no fish in it, but just like seaweed that broke and fell from all the kicking and flailing from this blowjob. It was so good. I mean, it was the shit. Thinking about it now, I'm just like, whoa, I'm a lucky guy. Okay, so the brother comes out, he's wearing boxers and he's semi-erect from hearing what happened upstairs, but he's also super quick to anger. He has that like beet red, like the only way to say it is like enraged Irish face. And he just comes at me. He's like, "You son of a bitch." He takes a pillowcase and he's wrapping it around his knuckle. "I'm gonna whoop your ass, bro." He's chasing me down the goddamn street, bro. I'm pulling my goddamn pants up. I'm like, "Mike, how did you get into this shit again, dude?" Basically, I run down to the river, jump in the water, and swim across like a small local river to get away from this guy. And I'm dancing on the other side, like flipping him off, like, "Fuck you, man. You ain't got shit, bitch. You can't swim, you little bitch. Fuck you." You know what I'm saying? Like getting super white trashy. And I'm not that kind of guy. That's not me. But like, sometimes when your heart rate gets up, you kind of get off and you like that stuff comes out. Mooning him and stuff and doing a little dance. And I'm walking home and I'm just like, "Stupid," beating myself up. "Stupid. How can you be so stupid, dude? Bro, she wasn't worth it." You know what I mean? But then I'm like thinking back on it and I'm like, damn, that was worth it. And I get hard again. And I'm like freezing. I'm soaked head to toe. I go under a bridge and I just blast a couple ropes like 2 times in a row, like serial killer style. Keep in mind, it looks like New Jersey. It's like all hazy out. It's like an American like nightmare landscape. I go back home and my mom is just staring at the TV, just fuzz. She's just combing her hair. She's like leftover, like, you know what I mean? She's obviously lost her mind. And my dad's in like a diaper and he's just like drunk again, like passed out on the couch. It's just like, and I look out the window and I look at all the windows out there and I just see everyone's TVs on and I'm like, damn, I'm just another fucking number in this bitch. You know what I mean? It's hard to rise above this shit. That's all I got.
Oh man, that was amazing.
Damn, that was a good head, man.
How old is the brother?
He was younger than me, but he was like one of those guys that's like he's like really fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like Marky Mark. He's like Marky Mark.
He's like 16.
Yeah. Hairless, super fit. And fucking just the enraged face.
What did you mean by when you said serial killer style?
It's just like you think of let's see, what is it like? Serial killer style. A lot of times serial killers will like go back to the scene of the crime and like masturbate ferociously.
Oh, right.
Really the vibe was just like it's like a genre of movies of just like miserable people being abused by other people, like in like Jersey City or something like that. Nothing really comes to mind, but it's like I want to make a movie where it's constantly hazy. It's working class and everyone treats each other like shit. And there's
there's just no love.
I don't know. What is a movie that's like that? There's many of situations like that. I don't fucking know. It's like that TV show, The Killing. There was like a season about like girl prostitutes. Like, why am I watching
that
this?
show was hazy as hell. Yeah, that was great. That killed me in a good way.
I didn't think I was going to get out of it.
Yeah.
But you throw a couple blowjobs in there, getting beat up by someone, and start talking like a white trash guy. You can't go wrong.
No, it all came together.
I'll go next. All right. So I'm newly divorced guy. Super kind of conservative, decent job. Don't do anything fun or wild. The friend telling me to start getting on like Facebook and tracking down girls from high school that I had crushes on. So I add a few people. I find this woman that I always thought was cute. And I look into her profile and I see that she's also recently divorced. So I reach out. I say, I remember you from high school. I was like to take you out for coffee or a meal. And she writes me back, and she's like, I'd love to get like dinner with you. And I'm like, okay, so great. We text for a few days. It's kind of flirty, but it's not super sexual. And I tell my friend, I'm like, I'm gonna go out with Sierra. And he's like, be careful with that one. Like, well, why? And he's like, just like, I've heard rumors. Like it'll be fine. So we go out and I order a glass of wine. And she orders a double shot of Jameson. She just chugs it real quick. And I'm like, you gonna order food? And she's like, it's like more interested in just having some AJ later. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, what's AJ? He's like, don't worry about it. So I order food for myself, and I'm like, you sure you don't want anything? And she's like, no. She's like, I think the AJ is gonna be good. Okay. So we talk for a while, and she says, she's like, would you want me to come over after this? I was like, yeah, we could like play a board game or something like that, like hang out. I was like, I have some wine there, and she's like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna stop and get a bottle. So she buys a bottle of Jameson. We go back to my house, and I start setting up like Scrabble, and she's undressing. She's like, where's the AJ at? I'm just like, I don't know what that is. And she's like, turn around. So she sort of flips me over and unbuttons my pants, bends me over, and puts like a finger in my ass. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm searching for AJ. I'm like, what is that? And she's like, it's ass juice. I'm just like, holy shit. She starts just fingering me like aggressively. She sort of ties my hands up to the bed, and my phone rings, and it vibrates. And I'm like, can you close that? And she's like, yeah. So she takes my phone and spreads my ass even further, and she just shoves it in there. And then she sits on a recliner and repeatedly calls me for like a half hour. Just vibrates in my ass until there's just cum all over the bed. She unties me and leaves. And that's the last time I see her. That's it.
So she says she's gonna get wine, but then she just gets a bottle of Jameson instead.
No, I said I have wine at the house. She brought Jameson. I very well could have said that.
She's completely naked.
She's a fast woman.
Yeah, holy shit.
She knows that you have to harvest that shit. You got to harvest the ass juice.
If you want AJ, you got to search for it.
Yeah, and then you hit.
It's like tapping a tree.
Exactly. You hit a vein and it just comes pouring out. A lot of people don't take the time to find it. You know. She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she wants. That's the real turn on there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even fuck. It sounds like you didn't even have a conversation with this.
We barely talked.
She didn't even say hello.
We barely talked.
Yeah. She's like looking at her watch the whole time.
That's cool.
I love reading these notes after I do these and see how sparse they are. It just says like, go out to coffee, flirting, Jameson and AJ.
Yeah. You kept me guessing about AJ.
I mean, did you have a guess?
I had a pretty good idea.
I figured you'd figure it out.
Knowing you,
I had no idea. I just liked her attitude. I liked her attitude throughout the whole thing. She's just like very dismissive and cold. She doesn't tell you what AJ is. There's no point in asking. She's not going to tell you.
She tells you don't worry about it.
You know she's going to get it. Yeah, don't worry about it.
But I've noticed about John's fantasy is there's always like the other person always has like a really dismissive attitude. They're like, fine then, don't, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my these people in these fantasies aren't very in depth.
Still waters run deep, though.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. They know what they want. They don't like to fuck around. Take them or leave them. They're all business,
Right.
Kind of like you, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. You ready? You ready for me to hit you with mine? All right. So I'm a successful vice detective. I get called into the chief's office for assignment. Right. Kind of a big shot.
Quiet slow.
What was that?
That wasn't me.
Wasn't
Is that
me.
you, John?
No.
That's creepy.
Super creepy.
We get that recorded?
Did you?
I hope so.
Fucking weird.
It was.
What do you think it said?
So look at it later. Say quiet and slow.
Yeah, you're right.
Hearing that and then looking at John's screen.
God, I'm
Very
fucking
creepy.
freaked out.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm a successful, highly decorated detective. I go into the chief's office for assignment, and I see there's a guy in a suit there, and he looks like he's a big deal, pretty important, and he's sitting next to like a deputy who's like pasty white, kind of looks like an oaf, underbite, total hick, looks like he fell off a turnip truck. He's mouth breathing so hard I can hear it from across the room. He's got like a dumb smile where his like eyes are low and he's smiling, and he looks like, like a dog sticks his head out of the window and it's just like the wind's in his face. He kind of has that like expression. Just couldn't look dumber. And the chief is like, I want to introduce you guys to, this is Senator Wilkins and his nephew. He's Deputy Sheriff Tad Wilkins. And so the senator walks up and shakes my hand, and this Tad dude is just staring off into space, doesn't even look at me, doesn't even make eye contact. And the chief says, you're the best detective, and we got a sticky situation here, so I wanted to call you in to do the job. It's a human trafficking situation. You have some bikers from downstate have set up shop here, and they brought some undocumented Eastern European women with them. It's imperative that we free these girls, which is why the senator got involved, and the senator's like, this is a big deal. It's I brought my blood relative here up to help you guys out. It's really important to me that we get this done. Something kind of seems off about it, but I'm not really. I'm just gonna hear them out. The chief is like, all right, your cover. I'm gonna go undercover, and your cover is that you're a dildo salesman. You and Tad here are dildo salesmen, and you're gonna go to this brothel that these bikers have set up, and you're going to try to sell them some contraband dildos. We've intercepted a shipment of contraband dildos Customs has, and they're loaning it to us, and we're going to pretend we're the dildo salesman, go in there, make this deal. So he busts out this like gigantic, it's like a gigantic smooth green dildo, like the size of like a child's arm, and it has printed on it in like the same font and color as the Boston Red Sox. It says Green Monster across it, and it's like faded down, like the letters are faded down, like it's been used a lot. And the chief is like, inside this limited edition Boston Red Sox dildo was made in the 80s, and it was immediately pulled out from the market, and this is the last remaining one. So the reason it's contraband is because the organization will pay top dollar to get it back, because it's such an embarrassing thing. It like happened in the 80s. We've implanted a high-powered microphone in there, so once we get it into the bikers' brothel, we can kind of monitor what's going on and figure out where the girls are, go in there and get them out. And so, the chief is like, thanks to the senator for hooking us up with all this high-tech equipment. We appreciate it. And the senator's like, yeah, it's no problem. And I pull the chief aside and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is crazy. And the chief is like, listen, this is a political thing. The senator, he's going to be running for president one day. He just needs this win. I'm about to retire. I'm going to recommend you to become the new chief. Just play ball with this thing. It's in and out, open and shut case. Don't worry about it. So I'm like, all right, fine. So me and this fucking yokel pull up to the brothel, and we're sitting out front waiting for the call to go in to sell these contraband dildos. I open up the case of dildos, and we're just like fucking around, and I pull one out, and I'm looking at it. One of them runs on enriched uranium. That's why it's illegal. Another one was like stolen from it was like Henry V's in England, and it was stolen from the palace there. One of them was like one that Machiavelli designed that sneaks inside your ass without you realizing it and pleasures you without you realizing it. And they had to take it off the market because it was too stealthy. It was causing too many problems, and like a very conservative. It got around the Vatican, and it created a lot of problems there. So just a lot of crazy different kinds of dildos, a bunch from Cuba that are, illegal to enter the country. And so we're just fucking around with them. I got the green monster in the trunk, waiting to use it when we need it. And this fucking weird deputy he's just like, something's off about him. Like, I'm going through the dildos, and he's like, just happy to be a part of the team. I'm like, what was that? He's like, I'm just happy to be part of the team. I'm like, okay. It's good. I guess it's good to be here. He's like, let's go get us some bad guys. I'm like, all right, well, let's, just how about this? How about you just keep your mouth shut? Let me do the talking. We'll be in and out, no problem. So I'm looking at these dildos, and I see one that's got like it's like, regular penis shape, but it has a little part that sticks out of the bottom, either to stimulate the clit or the taint. And this fucking hick picks it up, and he's like, what the hell is this thing for here? I'm like, oh, that's for, you put it in the vagina or the ass, and this part goes, and it rubs the taint. He's like, the taint? What's that? I'm like, it's the piece of skin between the anus and the testicles or vagina. He's like, oh, whoa, my lord. And I'm like, you know why they call it taint, right? He's like, nope. I'm like, because it taint cooch and it taint ass. And I wait, because it's a joke, and I think he's going to at least get a chuckle out of him, because he's kind of a Nimrod. And he's just staring directly in front of him, and like something snaps inside of him. And he just starts cracking up and like dying laughing. Disproportionately so. And he keeps saying, he's like, taint cooch and it taint ass. Taint cooch and it taint ass. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny, right? It's like, taint cooch and taint ass. Taint cooch and taint ass. Taint cooch and taint ass. I'm like, all right, just settle down, all right? He's like, taint cooch and taint ass. At this point, I'm like, something's wrong with this guy. Like, something blew a fuse, or I don't know what the hell his deal is, because he won't shut up. He's like, taint cooch and taint ass. At this point, I'm thinking like, he's putting us in danger. Like, there's a chance these bikers are going to come out and see this guy just like blowing a fuse, and they're immediately going to make us for cops. So he's just rattling, taint cooch and taint ass. And I'm like, shut up, shut the fuck up. And so I like physically try to close his mouth, but he just keeps rattling on and on. Taint cooch and taint ass. I start punching him in the face, trying to knock him unconscious, because I'm on borrowed time here. It's just a matter of minutes before they come out, and this deal's about to get done. So I'm just start slugging him in the face as hard as I can, and he won't shut up. And like I pop a vein underneath his eye. I break his nose. I'm just like slugging him in the face. He won't shut up. So I'm like, fuck this. I hop out of the car, pop the trunk, grab the green monster, open his side of the car, drag him out onto the sidewalk, and start clubbing his face in with this dildo. Just like, thwack, thwack. But he will not shut up. Taint cooch and taint ass, taint cooch and taint ass. And his mouth is like, starts to get jarbled because I've knocked so many teeth out. And I'm just like caving his fucking face in, but he won't shut up. And I hit him so hard, the dildo breaks. And it's chocolate on the inside, like a big piece of chocolate candy. like a chocolate rabbit or something. And I see that there's no recording equipment or anything in there. It's just a big piece of chocolate. And something hits me like something's off about this. Right then, a bunch of bikers peel around the corner, come to a screeching halt out in front of the car, and just start fucking lighting it up with round after round. I must have pumped 100 rounds of all sorts of guns into that car. And I roll with this Nimrod, roll him over top of me in case any bullets will hit him first. Had I not dragged him out of the car, we would have certainly been shot up. Right. So immediately I'm like, okay, we've been fucking set up, you know. And it had to be the senator that did it. He's the one who set up this whole thing. Like, something's fishy, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm pretty sure I know what is going on, but I got to hear it from him first. So I go back to the police station where the senator is, and I walk into the room, and the chief is there. I'm like, surprised to see me, Senator? And he's like, what? Not at all. What? Why are? And I'm like, Chief, can you give me and the senator a second? I'm like, Senator, come here. Take him with me. We sit in one of the interview rooms, and I'm like, listen, I know what the fuck you did. I know you set us up, and so you got two options. I bring his dipshit nephew in there, who's at this point is still like, taint cooch and taint ass, taint cooch and taint ass. The whole time he's just been rattling this off, taint cooch and taint ass, like. And I sit him down there, and I'm like, you set me up because you wanted your dipshit nephew to be killed because he's an embarrassment to you, and you're trying to run for president. So you set this whole fucking thing up and used me as bait to kill your shitty nephew. And the senator's like, well, yeah, but you're never going to prove it. So I take a pad of paper and a pencil, I slam it down, I take out my gun, and I empty all but one bullet, and I put it down on the table, and I'm like, it's a 3-day weekend. I just told the night watchman to go home. You're going to be here for 3 days with your fucking nephew rattling on like that? And there's two ways out of here. This bullet or this confession. I'll wait. I walk out, and he's stuck in this room. Taint cooch and taint ass. Taint cooch and taint ass. Taint cooch. I hear the gun go off. And I walk in there, and he's blown his own brains out. And his nephew is still just like rattling on, taint cooch and taint ass, taint cooch and taint ass. Because what's he going to do? He's going to confess, or he's going to kill his nephew right there on the police station? He's fucked, you know? Or sit there for 3 days listening to this absolute asshole rattle on. So the chief comes in, explain the whole situation. He's like, man, that's a hell of a story. What should we do with this idiot nephew? And mind you, this guy's beaten like to within an inch of his life. And he's just like hobbling around. We're basically carrying him around. He's like, just throw him out in the street. So I take him and I roll him down the stairs, and I just give him like a little kick down the hill, and he just starts rolling down the hill. So I go back inside. I hit the showers. I'm cleaning up, and I feel like a tickle in my ass, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look down, and a dildo drops out, and I look at it, and it's Machiavelli's dildo. I'm like, how the fuck did that get in there? This thing's got to be worth probably like 100,000, 200,000 on the black market. So I'm like, oh fuck. I go to the evidence locker, I open it up, and the case of dildos is missing. We're talking like probably like $10 million worth of dildos missing. And I look at and there's a note that says, thanks for playing. I win, Tad. And Tad gets up, dusts himself off, flash forward. He's got sunglasses on. He's got like a really, like, his hair's slicked back now, and he's all healed from the wounds, the beating I gave him. He's with like a Russian, dildo dealer selling all these dildos for like $10 million cash. And the Russian dildo dealer is like, these are some excellent, very fine dildos. I like them very much. Let me tell you something. Do you know why they call it taint? And Tad's like, no, I don't. He's like, because it taint cooch and it taint ass. And Tad's like, huh, funny. Never heard that one. And that's the end of my fantasy. He fucking played it. He played all of us and his fucking shitty senator of a uncle.
Damn. Whoa.
Taint cooch, taint ass.
Taint cooch and taint ass.
He condescendingly says, "No, I've never heard
Yeah.
that one before."
A joke only funny to him and us, the listeners of this fantasy.
Never heard that one before. Wow, that's just straight up noir, you know?
You know, I wanted to tell a fantasy, didn't so much sexually excite, but it was satisfying to beat to imagine beating the shit out of somebody that annoying.
How long
Well, and
did
to
you
just like Mm.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, you go ahead, John.
How long did you have that dildo in your hole?
Yeah.
That's the
That's
thing.
what I was going to ask.
It's a sneaky little dildo. So it could have been slipped up there at any point. Because that's the whole thing with the Machiavelli thing is you don't even know it's up there until it's too late.
I mean, how cool is that? I'm not really a big push-in guy, but like if there was something that just like snuck in there, turned me into a push-in, I don't know, that might be titillating in a way, you know?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you can see why the guy invented it, but you can also see why it would be made illegal by a lot of enlightened people.
Yeah, that's right.
I was thinking about, I had an idea for an OnlyFans that kind of spawned from this fantasy of beating the shit out of somebody who's really annoying. It's basically I just invoke super annoying situations and I film it for people at home to watch and get off to. So like one of them is I'm in a crowded supermarket and I just like aimlessly meander like heavily trafficked areas of the supermarket, like in front of people when they're trying to get by. And I'm just like aimlessly looking around, like trying to find something, and I won't move until somebody says something.
That's
It's
funny.
just like annoying people. Another one is I'm at like a really crowded restaurant and I get a seat right next to where everybody's waiting to get in, and I'm just eating an entire plate of fries, one flat fry at a time. And they can all see me doing it, you know?
Yeah,
and it's
they're
just
all
like
really hungry.
They're all really hungry and infuriated because they've been waiting for so long. And I'm sitting there at a table of 4 all to myself. I got there like 4 hours before, and I'm eating just like one fry at a time and just staring off into space. And I videotape it, and then people can tune in and get off to that kind of extremely annoying behavior. If that excites people.
That's cool. I think it would be funny. I fantasize that like I was on the train and I keep getting really furious on the train because it's disgusting. Everyone's a gross slob and it's just getting more and more demented on the train. Seriously, no joke. And no one seems to be affected by it, but I seriously am like twisting and turning and sighing really loud, like an absolute maniac all the time now. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if people just like if I was of some fame and I was like notorious for like throwing a fit like all the time, and like young people found out about it and they would like go out of their way to videotape themselves like upsetting me in public. You know what I mean? Like trying to get me like into like a rage as much as they can. What do you mean? Do they do that to him? What are you talking about?
If you tell him that they faked the moon landing, he like loses his mind.
Yeah, he'll like punch you in the face.
Yeah, that sounds cool as shit. Yeah, I think that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know Buzz had a
there's
the
like YouTube
market.
videos of him. It's pretty awesome. He's like
compilations of him flipping out.
Yeah, he's like 90 years old, and some guy will come up to him and be like, some kid will be like, "Did you know that the moon landing was faked?" And he'll just slug him in the face.
They just do that knowing it'll piss him off.
Yeah. It's like
they don't really believe that.
I think at first people really believed it, and then it went viral, and so now people just do it just to do it, just to get pissed off.
That is so funny. I love that kind of I love it when people make that decision together to just drive someone crazy like that.
I wish that happened with Mark McGrath. I wish he did you see that video of him?
Yeah,
I think Mike saw it. Did you ever see it, John?
What is it?
So Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray was like coked out of his mind and drunk or something. I don't know what the hell he was on, but he's outside of a club and somebody yelled out, hey, sugar gay.
Oh yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, who the fuck said that? Who the fuck said that? It just completely melts down. Like in the most insane way. And I wish that he would do that every single time, but he probably learned from his mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buzz is like a trained dog. You just you trigger him, he's gonna go off.
Yeah, and I think he probably doesn't remember the last time somebody said it, so every time somebody says it's like the first time.
Is he still alive?
Years old. Oh man. Let me pull it up.
Like he died recently.
What a time to be alive, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm in the subway and like a kid starts talking to me, a young like Mexican kid with like the puffed up hair. The side shaved like puffed up hair. And he's like, "Do you know what time it is?" And then he pushes me over. One of his buddies is behind me. I fall straight on my back. And I'm like writhing around in pain. They're running away, filming me, and my face is just beat red. I'm just like pounding the ground, just like screaming at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I think that would be really fun.
That would be hilarious. I'd be into that.
Son of a bitch! God damn it! Like Sam Kinison.
Yeah. He's still alive. He's 93 years old.
Shit.
Jesus
fucking Christ.
What did he get up there?
I know. Got some kind of moon juice.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Fucking AJ.
But yeah, Mike, look up Buzz Aldrin punching videos on YouTube.
I can't believe this is real.
I can't believe you've never seen this. I feel like this would be something you'd
This
see.
is really exciting.
Yeah, it's great.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Buzz Aldrin punches conspiracy theorist.
So I feel like Fauci is gonna be like that in like 20 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like a guy comes up to him with a shit-eating grin. He's like, "You know the moon landing's not real, right?"
Sorry.
Beat his ass, Buzz. Beat his ass. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Filmmaker Bart Seabray. Seaber.
There's like a compilation.
I can't believe there's multiple.
But it's exactly what you're talking about people egging him up just to see him blow his top.
I'm not getting any good leads, but I believe it. I choose to believe it.
All right, guys.
All right,
Yeah,
I think we should wrap it up.
Talk to you guys
go
soon.
To the bathroom really bad. I'm not like sick or anything, but I just have to go to just like normal bathroom. All right, John. I'll talk to you later. Nathan, I think you guys really shined today. Great stories. Each one had a particular flavor, really good dynamic. All right, I'll talk to you later. Guys. Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye. See ya.